Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. How does he actually fit into Liverpool's squad? Let's take a look. In this video, I'm going to break down Florian Wirtz's attributes and stats, and then we're going to look at Liverpool's starting 11 if Florian Wirtz were to be signed by Liverpool. So let's jump right in. First and foremost, this guy is an attacking threat. At all times, Florian Wirtz is an attacking threat. Just look at some of these stats. First and foremost, you're going to see in these stats, Florian Wirtz is possibly the best passer in all of the world football. He is just an absolutely incredible passer of the ball. And he's also very good in possession. So look at the assist there. This is, by the way, Florian Wirtz compared to forwards. So forward play, more attacking forwards, maybe wingers, because I actually think that's where Florian Wirtz would be slotted in to Liverpool's system, is in more of an attacking forward, advanced, maybe false nine type of role. So, and by the way, his numbers look even better if you compare him to other midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues. So these numbers are not going to look as good as the numbers against other midfielders. These are numbers compared to other attackers. So with that in mind, it's still going to be very impressive. Look at the goals plus assists. That's in the 85th percentile. I think that's something we've been missing from that central attacking role in Liverpool's team, right? Diogo Jota, and you look at Darwin Núñez, you look at even guys like Szoboszlai, right? Szoboszlai has not been the type of attacker and contributor that Liverpool have really hoped that he would be this season. So Florian Wirtz, I think, would come in and do an absolutely fantastic job there because he's just so good. Let's dive right in to some more of these, groupings of stats. Goals, so this is against other forwards, right? Strikers and attacking wingers. So these don't concern me because if you were to look at these numbers against other midfielders, he is far and away one of the best. As far as goals, shots on target, still very good, right? In the fact that he has not really played much as a forward for Leverkusen. He has at times, he's gone into that false nine role, but these are really good numbers. And we know, if you've watched him, you know he can get into those positions and he can score and be very, very dangerous. Look at this. This is absolutely mind-blowing. Look at these passing stats, bro. This is insane. Like 99th percentile across the board. No one else is doing stuff like this. He is so good. And I just wonder, guys, I probably need to do another video on this at some point. Is Arneslot the type of coach that is just going to go out and get the best available players? Not the best available players for his system, but the best available players available. And then he's going to figure it out, right? He's going to figure out how to mesh all these things together because he's just got some of the best talent in the world at his disposal. That's kind of what I'm thinking. If this is true, if Florian Wirtz to Liverpool is true, is Arneslot saying, hey, there's a 21, 22-year-old kid who is one of the best players in world football. If we can go get him, I can figure out how to slot him in. And he's going to be here for the next 10 years. So this is just, I've never seen passing stats like this. This is absolutely insane. If you look here as well, again, shot creating actions, passing, these are some more passing stats here, goal creating actions. He's one of the best, if not the best, in world football. He creates, he is a creator. And sometimes he creates for himself and he scores. Here, this is really intriguing to me. Florian Wirtz is actually a decent presser of the ball. So these are his defensive stats as an attacking midfielder or more forward role position. So he is, clearly not afraid to go and press, do a high press, tackle, make tackles, win the ball back. Look at that, interceptions. Tackles plus interceptions to me is one of the most important defensive stats for an attacker, like a Szoboszlai or like a Florian Wirtz, and he is in the 95th percentile. So that is very, very good. He can come in and he can do that. We know this is why it's important. Arne Slot wants attackers who will press and get the ball back. Szoboszlai, Salah, and maybe Jota at times, Darwin Núñez at times, even though they haven't featured very much. Okay, and then last stat slide here. Very, very good. Again, one of the best players in the world with the ball at his feet. He's so good. Look at that. Take-ons attempted, 6.1, and then successful take-ons, 2.88 per 90. That's in the 99th percentile. So this guy, I feel like once we kind of see where I'm going to slot him in our starting 11, I actually think this would be a ridiculously successful. So let's look at it, okay? So we've got Virgil, Konate, Alisson. I am claiming this right now, guys. I think Kerkez and Frimpong are done. I think they're coming to Liverpool. Those two names in particular, I would bet on. I don't bet on sports or anything like that, but I think those two are happening. I really do. So I think we're going to have a new left back and a new right back. I think Frimpong and Bradley will split time because I think Frimpong is actually pretty versatile and I think he can do more than just play right back. So I think those two are happening. And then we're going to have this same midfield trio here, Gravenberch, McAllister. Obviously, we know Wirtz could play in that Szoboszlai role, right? But I don't think that's where Liverpool would put him because I think Arne Slot really prefers Szoboszlai's work rate. And, of course, Gravenberch and McAllister were two of the best midfielders in the world this season for Arne Slot. So then we've got, I think, Gakpo and Salah flanking those left and right wings. I do think Gakpo is preferred. I think he's more consistent. I think he is just a better option on that left wing than Lucho Diaz. And I think Wirtz slots in as that kind of false nine Firmino type role. And here's why I think this would absolutely work. I think you put Florian Wirtz in a role like that in this Liverpool team. You've seen how much Mo Salah has created this season. And if you go look at the chances that Salah has created that didn't result in assists that should have absolutely resulted in assists, if you put Florian Wirtz in that situation, think about the chances Diogo Jota, Darwin Núñez have had this season. Even Lucho Diaz when he plays in that forward number 9 role. Even the Szoboszlai chances this season. There are so many chances to be had in that position, and I think Florian Wirtz would absolutely crush it. Now, on the other side of things, Florian Wirtz being very, very versatile. Think about Liverpool both out of possession and in possession. You've basically got two pressing, attacking midfielders in Szoboszlai and Florian Wirtz that can run up and down the pitch. Florian Wirtz obviously would have a little bit more, I think, rope to go forward and be in that number 9 role than Szoboszlai, but they can make overlapping runs, they can be creative, they can track back and track forward. I think this would maybe usher in a new era of how Liverpool football is played. And I think even how world football is played. You think about the different eras over the last 20 years, and how Pep Guardiola kind of changed things and how things were done. You look at how Mourinho did things at Chelsea and was successful, and how football kind of gravitates towards these successful systems. Well, if you said to me, hey, you look at, typically, you want a talismanic number 9, a striker who can score you 30 goals a season. What if that's going away? What if Florian Wirtz is the guy to change how football is played? No longer do you need this out-and-out number 9 striker like a Erling Haaland or a Fernando Torres. What if it's changing? And what if Florian Wirtz is the guy to come to Liverpool and change how football is played in Europe and across the world forever? Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. This, I think, would get me incredibly excited. But I don't know if it's going to happen. So love to know what you think in the comments. Get them in below. As always, up the Reds.